Well, chances are there is a vacant home in your neighborhood that has become an eyesore.
Abandoned property often falls victims to tall weeds and vandalism. Honest citizens often try to get the mess cleaned up only to get bogged down in bureaucratic red tape. KAMC's Chip May has the story of a Lubbock woman's fight to clean up a neglected home.
If you look at the front of the house standing next to Laura Daniel's Southwest Lubbock residence, you might not be aware that it's run down. But as Daniel escorted me into the neighboring backyard, the mess is very apparent. A fire has scorched the ground and fence, and vandals shattered glass to break into the house. Daniel says she has complained to the city since moving into her home last August, but the backyard fire on April 4th forced her to complain even more. Until recently, the city gave her the runaround.
They kept saying, well, I'll pass this on to, and I told them, I said, that's the problem. It keeps getting passed on to someone else, and no one will do anything about it. And they kept saying, well, refresh me, tell me all about this again. And I kept having to repeat the same thing over. It's like they had misplaced it, or I don't know.
Previously, the only response Daniel received from the city was a citation for this abandoned Christmas tree in the neighboring yard. But after I spoke to a city codes inspector yesterday, city officials finally decided to foreclose on the abandoned property. Daniel hopes her problems are over.
Finally, we hope we're going to start seeing some response to all our pleas about doing something about this, because this isn't the only home vacant here in Lubbock that sits like this. And this home has been vacant since May of '87. And it's really sad that property owners will let their homes go like this.
Daniel says she was concerned that the house next door would lower her own home's property values, and says if the city would have acted sooner, she would have not had to go to so much trouble. Chip May, KAMC Action News Update.
And by the way, Chip says, as we've heard, that city has finally foreclosed on that house next door to Daniel's property. It will be auctioned off on the courthouse steps May 2nd. If you have a complaint regarding abandoned property, call the City Codes Enforcement Department at the number listed on your screen.